What's going on, Region 4? It's your VP, Blake Wilson, checking in from a hotel in between interviews right now. And so I just wanted to jump in and talk to you guys a little bit about what happened yesterday. So we had some pretty big updates, and you can notice that Dean Saffris jumped into the winner's circle. He was able to leverage his expertise in the restaurant space, and his Mexican restaurant that he sold just came out of review for over $6,000 in margin. So nice job, Dean. He is the third winner this month, with many more to come. And you'll also notice there was a really big number put up in the sold margin category, and that came from Scott Fitcher out of Wisconsin. Scott was able to lock in a chain of salons along with an orchard, and it was for over $36,000 in margin. You know, Scott's used to putting up big numbers, so no coincidence that happened, but nice job, Scott. We currently have a race in the team division. Team Iowa just jumped the Dakotas. They've got over 21,000 installed, and as you can see, Wisconsin is lurking in the weeds with over $76,000 in margin sold so far, and plenty more to come. So, as we're going to jump into, the tip of the day, I'm sure you noticed a few weeks ago that Blaine Byrne and Lindsey Perry sent out some cue cards with a few different verticals that we probably don't play in a lot, but it's something that I would definitely start to take a look at, because running into restaurants and retail, you're calling on them all the time, and these ones are just ones that don't get necessarily called on all that much, and we have some really good product sets that fit well in there. And so, starting off with the auto repair business, that's a really good space to play in, and what's important there. And so if you think about it from the business owner's aspect, is the two main pieces that they run into in an auto repair place is they work on really tight margins, and so cash flow is extremely important to them. And so where do we fit in well there? So one, on the payment side, once I was working with an auto repair place that did luxury cars. So they had the Range Rovers, they had the Porsche, the Ferraris, all in there, and those were really expensive parts for them to order. And so I was able to go in there, and she simply asked me one question. She's like, "How fast can you get me my money?" And I was like, "Well, how late do you work?" And she was like, "Well, we're out here by 6 p.m. every night." And I was like, "Well, as long as you're out before 9:30 and we get that bad boy batched, those funds will be in your account the next morning." And she was like, "All right, I'm sold. I don't need to talk about rates. Just don't make it crazy. I'm just sold." And so we got her set up instantly, and it was a nice margin account. And so that's super important for them, because think about it. You don't pay for your vehicle until you pick it up. So they put all of those orders, all of these equipment orders are taken away from their cash flow. And the other piece of it is on the lending side. So as you walk in there, you're gonna notice that there's multiple businesses or multiple lifts, and all of those lifts cost probably a minimum of $50,000. And so they're going to need to be able to, not eat away from their cash flow as well on that piece. And so lending is really important to them, and all of them either probably have some lending sort of set up, or they're looking for someone to get money from, and they don't necessarily want to go to a bank. They can get a competitive rate from us, and they can get the cash a lot faster and a lot easier. So just a couple ideas. Dive deeper into that cue card, and I would dive into the rest of them as well. I'll send them out as we go along through this process, but have a great Tuesday, guys, and I'll talk to y'all later.